Hormones control how cells behave, but they can only act on specific target cells. A target cell is special because it contains hormone receptors, which are specific molecules that recognize and bind only a particular hormone. This binding is very specific, just like a lock and key or two puzzle pieces fitting together. When a hormone binds to its receptor, the target cell starts performing a new function. The strength of this binding, called affinity, differs from one hormone to another, and this is what ensures precise hormonal control in the body. For many hormones, especially protein hormones and some steroid actions, the process begins when the hormone binds to a receptor on the cell membrane. This hormone receptor complex activates G proteins, which in turn activate an enzyme called adenylate cyclase present in the cell membrane. Adenylate cyclase converts ATP into cyclic AMP, or cAMP. cAMP is known as the second messenger because it carries the signal inside the cell, while the hormone itself is considered the first messenger. Without cAMP, the downstream cellular responses cannot occur. Once cAMP is formed, it activates enzymes called protein kinases that are present in the cytoplasm. These protein kinases have two parts, a regulatory subunit and a catalytic subunit. When cAMP binds to the regulatory part, the catalytic part becomes active. The active protein kinases then stimulate various enzymes, leading to the conversion of existing substrates into new products. These newly formed products are responsible for bringing about the hormone's effects in the body. As a result of this process, cells begin to synthesize new products that are often secreted and play important roles in reproduction. For example, the gonadotropin hormones FSH and LH act on ovarian follicle cells and stimulate the synthesis of estradiol. Unlike protein hormones, steroid hormones are not stored or actively secreted. Once synthesized, they simply diffuse through the cell membrane into the surrounding tissues and then into the bloodstream. On the other hand, steroid hormones diffuse through the plasma membrane due to their lipid-soluble nature and bind to specific intracellular receptor proteins. This interaction forms an activated receptor, hormone complex, which then moves through the cytoplasm and enters the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, the complex binds to a specific DNA sequence known as the receptor binding region. This binding initiates gene transcription, resulting in the synthesis of messenger RNA, mRNA. The newly formed mRNA subsequently leaves the nucleus and attaches to ribosomes in the cytoplasm, where it directs the synthesis of specific proteins responsible for the hormone's physiological effects. These proteins enhance reproductive processes such as the production of cervical mucus during estrus, uterine gland secretions, and the formation of seminal plasma components in males. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for Vetcare.